feedback on what's working, what's not
Yep.
working, masterminding with people and understanding what's going on today. And so I think just.
Yeah, and today's
Well, of all
topic,
that.
and today's topic is actually timely, which is different than our conversation that we had in February. So thank you.
Yep,
I'll jump right in.
Yep. All
Okay,
you.
so mid-year reviews, we're there. Can you believe it? I want you to think back right now on January 1st. Where were you and what were you doing? Okay, maybe go January 2nd. January 2nd. Think about those goals that you were setting, right? And here's what we know. We start every year with the best intentions, yes?
Yes,
Yeah. Why do we do that?
have a good year.
I mean, why don't we start with bad intentions? When you think about the cause and effect of things, right? Why do we usually start? There's something about the new calendar year, right? We finish up the holiday season, we turn the calendar, and we say, this year is going to be the year that I'm going to accomplish. And we just label these things out, right? Why do we start the beginning of every year with good intentions?
It's a fresh start. We haven't made any mistakes yet.
Okay, the calendar gave us permission to have that fresh start. Love that. Yep. Somebody else. Why do we start? We need a target, right? Because we're wired that way, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, right? You're here. Most of us are here because this is like your second, maybe third career. How many of you, this is the only career you've ever done? You came right out of high school and went straight into real estate. A couple of you. We're having more and more. Congratulations. The rest of
They're
us,
still in high school.
they're still in it. Right? You know, most of us happen into this career entrepreneurially, right? It's like we came in because we were finished with another career, got released from another career, or there were too many bills at the end of the month and not enough cash. So we come in because we watched enough HGTV to tell us that we could be millionaires, right? That's how most of us come in, right? And so we come in as with that entrepreneur spirit because we like targets. I love that I can be in South Georgia and say this. We like to kill things. We like to go get the deer, get it, bring it home, process it, and have everybody eat. That is who we are. And we start every year that way, naming our targets. But something that we forget to do is to reevaluate those good intentions actually every single month. And what happens is we wake up in our summer months and we look at the numbers that was just up on the screen that Dara showed us, and we're like, wait, how did I get here? Or we wake up to our own business or sometimes to our own bills and like, how did I get here? This wasn't my intention, right? Well, this year, when we started off with our good intentions at the beginning of the year, what were some of the predictions that we were seeing that were coming into our industry? What were some of the things you might have even heard at family reunion in February? What were some of the things that we were hearing for this year for our industry?
Interest rates are going down.
Hey, interest rates were going to go down. AI. What about AI? What were we hearing?
Gonna take over.
Well, for some, yeah, actually, for some, that was going to replace the agent, right? We did hear that, right? But what else did we hear about the market in particular?
It's the turning year.
The turning year.
Recovery.
Year of recovery.
5.6 million sales.
We heard it on every platform. I cannot tell you how many meetings I sat in as regional director hearing that from the tower, which is AKA KWRI, all the way to analysts, to local. I mean, I had some local analysts in the area that's known for studying the markets, sharing data. Everyone was predicting a different year. What happened?
War.
Did anybody see that one coming?
The American
Wait,
site.
hold, yeah, well, yeah, for that, but okay, but let's go back to the war. Did we see that coming?
Absolutely not.
We kind of did.
We did.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to, y'all, if I can just take you back, because mindset, we know this, write this down. 90% of all success is mindset. Only 10% is left to our skill. And when we do not look at the world and things that are going on through a mindset of reality, this is where we wake up sometimes and like, what's happening? Right? If I would have sat down with you at the beginning of the year and said, like, we could go to war, there instability in the world, what would you have said at that time?
It's always.
It's always been that way. Here's what I want you to catch today. There's always instability. No, there's always wars going on. Inflation, matter of fact, if you do a timeline analysis of our history, we're celebrating 250 years. In just what, a week? Right? A week and a half? Right? If you go back and look at our timeline, there's always been instability. There's always been war. There's always been inflation. Matter of fact, this morning I was reading an article that Alan Greenspan passed away at 100. And he was responsible for a lot of the financial decisions and I will say the algorithms that we've had in this country for years, right? But if you go back and you study the work and study what he's done, you would see ups, downs all the time. So what I'm trying to say to you today is that every good intention needs to come with preparation for a worst case scenario. See, if we all went into this year and thought it was going to truly be the recovery year, and it was truly going to be a year where the market gifted us like we've been gifted in the past, we would wake up today and be like, what happened? If we woke up on January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, each and every day, with the mentality is that I get to control my business, that I get to control the amount of business and the targets that I get to hit, changes things. Because here's my question to the room. Even though those numbers were down, did houses get listed in the past 7 days?
Yes.
Did houses go under contract?
Yes.
Did houses get sold?
Yes.
So if all of that is happening, there is activity, yes?
Yes.
Here's the bigger question. Was it yours?
Nope.
Some of them, yes, great, right? And for some of us are like, no. Did that have anything to do with a war?
No.
Did that have anything to do with interest rates? Did that have think about all the excuses we make all the time not to have the business. In reality, every day that we sit and make those excuses, someone else is listing a house, getting one under contract, or closing. I remember when I first came into the industry, that was the good old days of looking at the hot sheet every day. Like your resource was that you would open up the MLS and look at the hot sheet just to see what was listed, what went under contract and what sold, right? And you would look at that so that you can have an understanding of the market. We did not have the tools and resources that we have today to give us, like, I never would have gotten a 7-day analysis like what you guys just got when I first started, right? But we would look at that and we would say, and I literally would ask myself every day when I opened that up, how did they get that listing? And I would go research that listing and see who listed it. And I would go and study, like, how did they get that listing? How did that house get under contract? How did that house get sold? And then I would say, Dawn, what do you need to do differently to show up on the hot sheet tomorrow? Right? So in doing a mid-year review and looking at this, I think the very first thing that we have to start with, if I do this, everything in my life, gratitude. What are some things you can be grateful for the market for this year?
There's activity.
There is activity. It's not dead. There were no zeros in those 3 categories. Okay. What
Buyers
else?
have options.
Buyers have options, right? Quite honestly, lots of options,
Honestly.
right? But buyers have options. Okay. What else?
Rates are relatively steady.
If you look historically,
They're
rates
good.
are great, right? If you look at this historically, rates are great. Okay. What else?
We're here where we have good support and good education on what's going on around us.
I will say, and you do need to applaud the leadership of your market center for that. I will say that, and that's why I say yes when she asked, because I know what type of leader she is. Jason called me this morning on my way here. Here's what I am over 66 market centers. There's roughly about 20,000 people that I'm over in the Southeast region. They're not all equal. And not all I'm telling you, I've also been popping in and out of market centers this summer. I can tell you, I showed up at one and there was 4 people in a team meeting.
I would just be in the fetal position. I'm not gonna lie.
Part, right? And the reality is some of our busiest times, and we're going to break down the quarters in a second of what our business should look like year round. But this is real estate season. Yes, go on your vacation, spend time with kids. All of those things are wonderful, but this is when you make the money, right? Into that. Okay. So yes, somebody else. What is good? What are you grateful for this year so far? How's it been good? Say it again?
Southeast Mortgage.
Yeah. Tell me more why. Tell me more why.
Because they have been so informative. And they keep us up to date of what's going on in the market, how they're able to help us and what they're willing to do at no matter the time.
Yeah, well, I will tell you from my real estate team that when I had, and I actually sold my real estate team in November of 2024. From my real estate team, my partners, my affiliates were the greatest asset that I can have for my real estate team for education, knowledge, support, all of those things. Who you're in business with matters, right? So I love that you said that. Okay, somebody else. What are you grateful for this year for the industry?
I'll add, just from a leadership perspective, having a leadership team here who shows up every day, no questions asked, willing to serve.
Need it, right? Yeah, I want you to take more time and I want you to really think about this. Matter of fact, I have a practice that I've been doing literally since 2014. So 12 years I've been practicing gratitude every morning. I want you to spend time later on today, really with the notebook and pen and paper and write as much as you possibly can, all the things that you're grateful for about this real estate industry. From the flexibility to the freedom, the ability to build wealth, the friendships that you made, the connections that you made. Interestingly enough, I ask this question a lot, and you know what never gets said, but I know to each of you, you are grateful for it. But it does, I don't hear it enough. It's the lives that you've impacted. Most of you've come into this industry because you wanted to impact a life. And let me tell you, every time you do a transaction in real estate, you are. There are generations in the United States today, generations and families that have never owned a home. Never owned a home. And you might have been the first person that came into their life that showed them how to own a home and their entire family tree, right? Oh, that exists today. There are people today that are, I mean, we know homeless rates are growing. We know that here in the United States, but there are people today that have bought their first investment property that you've been a part of building wealth through real estate. I want you to really think about this, taking this mid-year check-in of thinking about all the people that you've worked with this year and being grateful for every single person that you got to steward their relationship, real estate relationship with. Right? That is one of the things we have to be grateful for because here's why. They trusted you. And this is why AI cannot replace this. In South Florida, there is a big AI movement. Have you guys read or heard about what's happening in South Florida? Literally, people are buying houses right now with AI. Like there's no real estate agent involved. Right? So I reached out to my leaders in South Florida because I was reading all the articles on it. And I said, hey, tell me about this. Like, we're not worried about it. And I was like, well, they're closing transactions. I mean, they're going through title companies, but basically an AI agent bot is doing all the work for it. And they're like, we're not worried because it won't last. And I said, well, why do you think it will not last? It's working. They're closing. They're taking business from your agents in the market center. And he said this, he says, because yes, you're going to have people that are going, there's always the early adopters that are going to try things in anything. Yes?
Yes.
Right? The reality is when it gets sticky, when the transaction becomes hard, they want a person that they can trust. Right? But it is there. And if we do not become grateful for the people who are trusting us, who will they turn to? The AI bot. I love that you said that. And I think it's important for us to recognize. Okay, so I want you to write those things down. Okay. The other thing that I want to show you is that as you're evaluating your business this year, how do you know if you're on target or not hitting your goals? Do you track transactions or money?
Transactions.
I coach real estate agents, by the way. And when I'm doing mid-year reviews with my people right now, and GCI is great, it's a amount of money, but why is it important to track transactions?
That's a truer number of what you're actually doing.
Acceptance too.
Yeah, tells me your behavior.
Oh, gotcha.
Same thing.
Yep.
Exact same thing. Tells me the behavior. The reality is that when you do the behavior, the closings show up. Okay. Now, what we do is, and I actually do quarterly reviews with my people, but right now, the month of June is preparation month for the changes that have to happen mid-year for July. So right now, we're looking at everything that's happened between January 1st and today in preparation to make the changes for July through December. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Is real estate the same every single month?
No.
Why?
Everybody wants to move in the same December as they do in.
Well, yeah, that and that's your hand, that, because there's seasonality. It's real, right? So here's what we know. 20%, so whatever goal of unit transactions that you said you wanted to do in January for this year, we know that 20% of them should have been done in Q1. Okay? And then we know that in Q4, there's going to be another 20% that's done. We know the first quarter and the fourth quarter are the slower seasons of real estate. There are exceptions. I know for my real estate team, December, it seems to be the craziest real estate month ever. Like we always close a ton of transactions in December. Probably had to do with our behavior of what we were doing in October. And our team always took bold during that time. So I will tell you, when we tracked it, we saw why. Okay, but industry-wide, 20%, 20%. That means Q2 and Q3, you should be doing 30% of your transactions, okay? And so as you're sitting here today and you're looking at where we are today, you're saying, okay, how many units should I have closed by the end of Q2? And how many units am I going to close for Q3? Now they're the same, right? Because of what your year is looking like, except for the fact is if you didn't do what you needed to do in Q1. Q1 tends to be the toughest of the quarters. Why?
Start of the year.
Start of the year, but more specifically on the behavior stand.
The holiday.
Holiday. Because most of us do what for the holiday?
Realtor.
We slow our work down.
We do, right? We enjoy our holidays, right? Isn't that like that? Is there anything wrong with enjoying your holidays? How many of you wish you would have enjoyed your holidays more this past holiday season? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Do we know that the activities we do today is going to show up 90 days out? But do you know that, like you've heard that, you read that in MREA, you sat in classes, but do you know that for your business? Or do you know that it's 60 days? Or do you know that it's 45 days? What do you know for your business?
Every time I have a lull, if I look back to 90 days before, I can put my finger on what happened during that period of time.
So you
made that
know for
happen.
you it is 90 days, right? We know on average it is 90 days. But for some of you, you have different results. And so what I coach on is like, I want all of my coaching clients to take off for the holidays. So what AI systems, what do we need to put in place to nurture your database and the people that you want to do real estate with during that season so that it shows up in January, February, March? What is it that you need to do today that's automated, that is a good use of AI, so that it's nurturing your people while you go on your beach vacations, while you take off for the 4th of July, while you do family gatherings? In addition to your touches, what are you automating to make sure your people are always touched? Because we know that your business is going to show up in 90 days or 45 or whatever it is. On average, you can use 90 days, right? Okay, so no hands in the room because you guys are business people. How many of you know for a fact, so much so that if we were to open your command, I would see your numbers and you would be in integrity, that you're hitting you're hitting your numbers, your targets of where you said you would be for this year? Anybody? Good. 2,
Q1, Q2, good, Q3 is not shaping up yet,
Okay.
so.
Not shaping off, okay? Do we know why you're succeeding? Do you know the answers why?
I know my first quarter was phenomenal because of what I did in the first quarter.
Showed up. Second quarter's the same?
Second quarter is less, and the third quarter is gonna be better than the first
Because
quarter.
your pipeline is built out.
That's right.
Excellent.
I
You,
would agree with that. what
Okay.
you said.
okay? All right, for the rest of you, what happened?
I also think what happens in something like this, like we're talking about second quarter, everybody's kind of feeling this kind of doldrum.
Mm-hmm.
But what always happens, and it usually takes about 6 months, is people kind of get settled into the new reality.
Yeah.
As far as consumers. And we have to educate. We have to be the voice of reason and calm. And then people get back into it. Like interest rates is a perfect example.
Right, well, I think with Bob, isn't it?
Bob.
Yeah, Bob, what you're really saying and what we're gonna talk about in a second, but I'm gonna write it, so that you guys, it's education.
Right.
Like never before on that, but I'm gonna put a pin on it because we're gonna come back to that. For the rest of you though, why have you not hit your goals? What are some of the reasons?
Life.
Life happens, 100% real.
Fatigue,
Fatigue,
tired of buyers are tired, sellers are crazy, sellers are tired.
all of the above.
Yes.
Busy being busy.
Busy
Yes.
being busy. Mhm.
I feel like my pipeline is great, but my pipeline keeps pushing back.
Mhm. Is it affordability?
I don't want to sell right now. I heard it's a buyer's market. I'm gonna wait a year. blah, blah, blah.
Education.
Or the flip side of that, the 6 month time frame of people catching up to.
Yeah.
Even some of the sellers, I think, yeah, we've talked about this before, like we still get into this, oh, but I think I can get X, Y for my list, I should list at this price.
Yep.
Regardless of the numbers that we're ringing. them.
Jesus help us.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Jesus help us.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Someone else. Yes.
So this year I actually, have done more than I did last year. And we'll close more volume by July than I did all of last year. When I go back and look at everything, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little nervous here. But when I go back and look at everything, what I think we always talk about is the consistency. 90% of my business has been Sphere. And talking and showing up, and this is where in my social media, it's more of this is what is possible kind of thing. And so I have a lot of people in my season of life where they're either downsizing or empty nesters or what have you. So that group of folks, interest rates don't matter to them. They've got lots and lots of equity. They can move on. The sense of urgency is there. So I have a group of folks that have decided that I've showed up enough in their world that says I can help them do what they want to do. And so end of last year, coming into this year, it has been a great and amazing year. I just closed one yesterday. And so of this type of, wanted to be in Clayton, wanted to be in the mountains, and we made it happen. They had to be on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And we made it happen in that timeframe.
So again, those behaviors are showing up onto that consistency. You'll always win with consistency, right? Okay, so here's the question for all of you. If you're not where you're supposed to be right now, and I'm going to use the unit count, ultimately it's financial as well, right? The unit count, what changes today for a different story tomorrow? What changes today for a different story tomorrow?
Activities.
Okay, activities. What kind of activities?
Legion.
Okay, what kind of lead gen?
The one that works for you.
Yeah. But what should be, okay, so lead gen, yes, we can say in this company, any question I ask you, you can respond with lead gen and you'll be correct.
Yeah.
It's like the Jesus answer in Bible study. Yes. Okay, and I have been coaching real estate agents for a really long time. And how many of you have attended Bold? I know this is a big Bold room, right? Have you ever been in a Bold room where people did all of their contacts, maybe even did a Bold 100, and at the end of it, they had no closings and no transactions?
The quality of the flow.
It does happen, right? And I love to dig deep into things and unpack them. And what I noticed in August of 2014 and looking at this is that, yes, we could all stop what we're doing right now in lead gen, but if we don't lead gen to an appointment, nothing changes. The challenge with most real estate agents, they don't go on appointments. They actually came into the industry for flexibility and freedom, and then they flex themselves right out, right? Because they don't realize that every day you should be on appointment. So what needs to change today so that tomorrow is a different story? What do you think as an agent you need to do each and every day?
You gotta talk more to people, just like
Yep.
wherever you are
Yeah.
or whatever you
What,
do.
yes, that's lead gen. Talking to people is lead gen. But there's something that is missing for all of us in the room that's keeping us from where we need to be. What is it that every day you should wake up and know that you're doing every single day?
Um, I like your gratitude. I start the morning with gratitude and a deliberate understanding and purposefulness of what my day will hold. And then, from Mel Robbins, I don't always do this, but I attempt to have an end time at the end of the day and said, by such and such time, this is what I'm gonna do.
All great. I do that. Believe in that. That's all that mindset stuff. This is an action. This is something that every day, matter of fact, if I was coaching, if you hired me as your coach and you were not hitting your goals, there would only be one thing you're going to report to me at the end of the day, every day.
Appointment.
Appointments.
Because here's what I'm going to tell you. You're not going to a closing table without an appointment. You could talk to 100 people today. You could buy 100 people coffee today. But if you don't have an appointment to list or sell a house, you will not have a closing. That is the missing piece for most agents who play real estate. You forgot that today when you got up, you had to go on an appointment. And how I know is because most people are not prepared for the appointment. Most people aren't waking up to actually go on a real estate appointment. Now, appointments can look different in different ways. What are some examples of real estate appointments that you could have every day? If you want to change your life for the rest of this year, if you want things to look different for you on December 31st, you're going to wake up every day and say, how do I go on an appointment today? Okay, so let's identify what is an appointment. Tell me, what is an appointment?
It could be a buyer or seller consultation, or it could be a lunch.
It could be a buyer or seller consultation or lunch. Okay, I love that because one, I love the consultations because that's really close to a signed contract. Okay, so yes, let's talk about the lunch. Do you eat?
Sure.
Do you guys eat?
Yes.
Every day, at least one meal a day, even if you're intermittent fasting, right? You're eating something. Who are you eating it with? Is it an income producing lunch that you can now write off on your business taxes?
Every time.
I mean, why would you eat any meal and not have it as a write-off? Because do you need to eat?
Yes.
Why not make it a write-off? Now, who should you go to a lunch with?
Future client.
Great, but what if you don't have one?
Everybody else.
Let's say, because is this a reality that you probably, and I know I have to stop at 12, right? Do I have till 12? Okay. Oh, all right. Let's just get the ball rolling here. You wake up. How many of you wake up and you're like, you have no appointment? How many of you today have no appointment today? Thank you for being honest and real, right? Because that's a reality of what we wake up. Great. How many of you that raised your hand actually had a past client though? Right? That liked you. enjoyed you. I actually would probably want to go to lunch with you.
Yeah, but you're gonna be here at 12:30, so I can't go to lunch.
Oh, okay, well,
Just-
dinner, okay, so,
I'm gonna have lunch with you.
okay, but let me say that on that note. Can I just say this too, though? Because actually, people in my world, they love when I give this talk, because they're like, you don't, there's two things that I don't do. I don't go to lunch with people and I don't go to dinners. But I tell you to do it, because here's what I did do, coffee. Why did I do a coffee?
Because it's a shorter period of
Shorter,
time.
shorter period of time, and I don't have to worry about food in my teeth. Like I'm talking and the whole time, like, do I have spinach right here or rice, right? So I do coffees, but I'm using that most of you like to eat lunch with people, right? So that's why I say this. But every day, you should be taking a past client to coffee, to lunch. They loved you. They trusted you. And you know what you told them? You told them that they weren't a transaction. You told them that you wanted to do life with them. You posted it all over social media that you are a relationship person, yet you didn't follow up. You didn't go and say, hey, I don't have to talk to you about a house right now. I want to talk to you about your life. I want to know what's going on. And you know what happens when you meet with people? Test me. They're going to be at the ballpark this weekend and they're going to hear somebody on the bleacher say, I think I'm ready to move. And they're going to be like, what? You need to call Dawn. You need to talk to her. That's my person. You, even if you have an agent, you don't use them. You use mine. That's what they'll do. They'll refer you. And now your business is coming from referrals. Let's say if you don't have any past clients, say you're newer and no past clients, who can you go to coffee with?
Sphere.
Just Spear. Because guess what? We know that someone in your phone is buying and selling this year.
I wanna make a point, that's okay.
Mhm.
We experienced people say sphere. I wanna make sure that someone in the room here is in a database. So people in your database, that's your sphere.
Thank you.
Not your
What
mom.
if you don't have a sphere, like a database?
Okay, do you have two phones?
Yeah,
Okay, which one is the phone?
like my personal phone?
Yep.
This-
Okay, I want you, y'all should do this. You know what I'm about to do.
Yeah, I've done it here before, they know.
You're gonna go right now, you're gonna open your contacts, you're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom if it's an iPhone. Android, I have no clue why, but I don't know. But iPhone, you're gonna go all the way to the bottom and it's gonna tell you how many people in your phone.
But all of them are in Florida.
And?
Do you have Facebook?
Yeah.
Do
You know,
anybody
people buy-
here?
No, let's go back. Let's go to her objection. Y'all, let's coach her. Can we coach you for a second? Because I love this. All of her people are in Florida.
And
And, fine.
They know
They've-
people here. Or they have to
Or they
move in
may
Florida.
wanna move.
So you can refer them to someone in
Yeah,
Florida.
I would love to call my husband right now because my husband does real estate now here in Georgia, but we built our business in South Louisiana. We sold our team, matter of fact, in South Louisiana. We get residual income off of that now. But I can tell you right now, his referral bill, he had a closing yesterday in Blue Ridge from a Louisiana person that lives in Louisiana, but bought a house in Blue Ridge. He had one 2 weeks ago. Oh, a Louisiana person that found out we lived up here in North Georgia and he closed. Oh, my husband knows nobody in North Georgia,
Me too.
but he is closing deals right now from people from Louisiana where we're from. Okay, here's the other thing that's cool. People in Florida, your life would be rich if they just kept buying houses in Florida and you got referral checks. Anybody else got a referral check from somewhere else? Those are nice. That's like mailbox money. You just make connections. It's like, great, I can't help you in Florida, but I know who can.
That's the
There's a
best
great
hourly
partner.
rate
It's the best. You don't even have to do the inspection response, nothing. And now you have connections. But here's what I know, especially Florida, because I have studied this as your regional director of the movement of people. Do you know how many people move to Georgia and where they come from?
Florida.
Florida. Just go, when you leave here today, look at license plates. When you go and have coffee, I said, where are you from originally? Originally. Florida. That's a great place to know a lot of people.
From Florida.
Exactly, right? You're from Florida. So the question today is, every day you should wake up and say, who am I having coffee with at a minimum, or lunch, or some type of appointment with somebody? When you do that, it's a game changer. You'll never lead generate in your life. You're just gonna do life with people you love. and to grow in your business. Okay? What other obstacle you're having right now? This is the biggest challenge. Not hitting your goals for those who are not.
No one in my database is buying or selling because they're not financially able to.
That's a real thing, right? I mean, my name of my book is called Trailer Park CEO, not because I own trailer parks, because I came from trailer parks. And those people are generationally still stuck in trailer parks. And those people, my family, don't even own the trailers. They rent the trailers. So I understand where you're coming from. And here's what I had to do is just exactly what you have to do. Are you a nice person?
Yes.
Kind person? Are you engaged in your community? Do you have the ability to add people to your database who can afford a house? Are you? There you go. You see, guys? We can all sit here and write a list of all the reasons. And here's what I'll know. Your database is poor. And could you do some education to change their lives to think differently for the future? Would that be a game changer generationally? Yes. But in the meantime, you got to pay bills. So in the meantime, you need to be like staking it out at the Starbucks and meeting new people. Because y'all know who can buy houses? Baristas from Starbucks. They get paid some serious money with benefits.
I got to be a Starbucks barista and I got paid about 2,800 every 2 weeks.
There's an agent in South Louisiana. Her name is Susie. When I was a team leader of the market center, Susie was in my top 20%. And Susie hit a bottom. She wasn't getting her business going. She came in my office. We sat down. We did her mid-year review. We looked at it and I said, Susie, she said, so I almost can't pay my bills. I said, great. Tell me what you spend most of your money on. Guess what she said? Starbucks. Like a lot of people. I said, great. You got to give up Starbucks. And she literally started crying. She goes, you own coffee shops, Dawn. Why are you telling me to give up coffee? I said, oh, no. I'm telling you to pay your bills. You get to choose how you're going to pay them. So here's what Susie and I did. I said, Susie, you can go to Starbucks and you can buy 1 cup of coffee and you can't leave Starbucks until you get 1 appointment set with somebody else. Fast forward, she became the realtor for all the baristas of that Starbucks. Plus, because she on her laptop, she says, talk to me about real estate. So when it was popped up, she went and sat, that was her office every day. So the regulars would come in and they would see her every day. She eventually got invited to their weddings, Starbucks baristas weddings. She sold in their homes, housewarming gifts, babies. Oh, she's got pictures on her Facebook of babies born from the baristas. And when she maxed out that one, she started going, she's been half a day at this one or 1 day at this one, the next day at another one. She had 3 Starbucks in the greater New Orleans area that she dominated. She was the barista. All the baristas said, if you're buying a house, you buy it from Miss Susie.
And they see a lot of people every day.
And they see a lot of people every day. Do you like coffee? Great. Go hang out at Starbucks or the independent coffee shops here. I like those better. Go hang out there and build your database. All right. All I'm doing today is showing you that there's something that's keeping you from your next great move in real estate, and it's you. Lovingly and respectfully, it's you. And it's all back to the activities and the behaviors. What are you willing to do today so that you have a different story tomorrow? There?
Yes.
Okay, so some of you got to do an audit. You have to know where you are. You got to do a mid-year review. And then we got to start educating ourselves on the market and then becoming the expert in the market today. Okay, what questions do you have for me? Because I think our time is up. About up. What questions? How can I add value? I mean, I have a lot of nonsense. Great, good, thank you. Keeps everybody else from feeling awkward.
How do you, okay, like when you say you have to set an appointment every day, like what would be your like, this is how you do it? I know that's like hard to answer, but
No, it's not. It's actually very easy. So you know no one here.
Right.
Like no one.
Everyone in this room.
Okay, okay, great, that's good, because no one in this room is gonna buy or use you for,
Right.
real estate. So that's a really good, yeah, go ahead, yep,
That's not true.
that's what I'm getting to, that's what I'm getting at. Okay.
You and I have had conversations about people that you're already talking to about real estate.
People, okay.
Okay, wait,
people-
let me go to the gym.
I do.
Oh,
Do you have a second job outside of here that you?
I
talk to
do.
people every
Okay, but
day?
the people that I meet there are not serious. Like they're not.
Do they know
You're
somebody?
prejudging. You're prejudging.
Yes.
No,
do
I'm
you have
fun.
limiting beliefs at all? Okay, here's what we know. How are you? You brought it up and so you exposed yourself. If you're not closing deals, how are you paying your bills?
My second job.
Okay, so if you had to quit your second job today, what would you do?
I still show up here every day.
How's that gonna sell a house?
I call people. I don't know.
Okay, here's, do you see, you have a safety net. And you need that safety net because you have to pay your bills, okay? So we have to make a decision. You either need to go work that job full time and get out of real estate completely,
Absolutely not.
or you're gonna find somebody today within where you work, the gym, somebody that you met at a coffee shop and just ask for coffee. It's an appointment.
You have coworkers at that other job. That
That's
might be the place to live at some point because they all have.
But to that point too, Justin, you don't necessarily have to talk. I don't recommend that you go and say, do you want to buy or sell real estate? No, it has nothing to do with that. You're going and you're building relationships and you're sharing, like you can say, there's an acronym and I really don't have time to go through it, but it's called do it now. Okay. But I'm just going to give you do it now. Each letter has something. I'm going to give you the first three. Can I give just those three to you? D stands for dream. You go to an appointment, you say, hey, what are you dreaming about? I'm just curious, like, what is it, something that excites your heart right now? What are you dreaming about? Okay, that's the D. The O is like, what's the obstacle that's keeping you from hitting your dreams? And as they're sharing, you're sharing, right? Oh, I love that dream. My dream is to do this. I love that. I'm just curious, what is your obstacle that's keeping you from your dream? Oh, here's my obstacle. Well, can't seem to find a person to buy a house. Do you know anyone? Right? Okay. And then the I is how can I help you achieve your dream?
Okay, you just gotta do the rest of them. Go.
Okay. All right. Well, the next one is the T. Y'all gave me permission, so if you need to leave, you just leave, okay? Don't hurt my feelings, but I do have free books I want to give out to you today. Okay, T is teach. Teach them something. Every person that I meet with or talk to, I'm like, hey, you know what? I listened to this podcast. Oh, you know what? I just learned this. Oh, you know what? It's interesting that you said that. I heard this here, right? Teach something, right? N, it stands for numbers. You tweak it a little bit in this kind of discovery conversation. You say, what financial needs do you have? What numbers do you need to hit to make that dream happen? Right? So it's a number. That's where you get into some kind of numerical conversation on it, right? The next O is that you make an offer. So you ask them, how can I help you? That was the I. The O is you make an offer. You know what? I would like to offer, like I did one yesterday to somebody, like, you know what? I just want to offer that. I'm sorry, it was Friday. It was last Friday. I was on a discovery call. I was with somebody and I said, you know, I'd like to make an offer to check back in with you next week. Can I just send you a 15-minute window to where I want to see how you did with that. I want to see how that worked out for you. So I make an offer, but it could also be like, hey, can I connect you? I actually know somebody who wants that same kind of dream or in that field. Can I make an offer to connect you? It's an offer. And then W is oh gosh, why did I just lose it?
Come on, Dawn.
No, y'all, hold on. Oh my gosh, this is 51 menopause brain. Hold on. See this real. Oh my gosh, I gotta look at my notes of when I just did.
Work.
Do you want it? That's what I was looking at. I was like, what? I was like, it's like the wow. It's the wow. Like, do you want it? So at the end, like, how bad do you want that? How bad do you want it? You want it. So do it now. That walks you through any kind of appointment. Any kind of appointment. Anytime you meet with somebody, even if it's a quick, like, you can just do the first three. Like I just want you just do the first three. What What are you dreaming about? What does God put on your heart? What are you passionate about, right? What's the obstacle that you have to overcome for it, and how can I help you? Just those three. It's not even about you. You see? So, since you allowed us to coach you today.
Need it, please.
No? So, and since Justin seems like he's already having conversations, I'm putting Justin on the hot seat too. Will you let Justin know by 5 p.m. today of your next appointment?
Yeah.
And I can text
Wait,
on and tell her.
Jackson, thank you. Or Justin, give him, okay, well, are you all in?
Yes.
Y'all believe that y'all want her to succeed?
Yeah.
Okay,
Judy is
what is going to be the cost if she does not set an appointment by 5 p.m. today?
Buy me lunch tomorrow if you're done.
I buy a lunch.
I love that, right? Then what can be the cost for you? Because you gotta set the cost. If you don't set an appointment by 5 p.m. today, there's a check, there's an activity, there's a cost that you have to pay.
I guess no lunch tomorrow.
No, you gotta eat.
No, I really don't. What is a good cost?
What do you guys think for?
Justin's truck could use a good washing.
Okay.
That might have been a shot. I'm not sure if that was a shot or.
What, y'all give her some examples. Y'all know her better than me. Okay, she go door, I love that. I actually like that better.
Door
If she doesn't, she goes door knocking.
50 houses door.
50 houses door knocking.
You know, Lois.
Savage.
Okay, all right, now y'all let her, and remind me your name, Judy, thank you. Because here's what you just did. You just set it up for the rest of the room. Who else is willing to play? Who else is gonna set an appointment by 5 p.m. today?
Y'all all better raise your
Okay.
hands.
What's the, thank you. Okay, but seriously, like,
You just did?
okay.
Beverly just had an
No.
appointment.
Okay, but do you see, like, we're all sitting in here. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to leave today and just motivated you. I could have done that on YouTube. I could have done that on Zoom. Like, really,
Fair, yeah.
right? Here's the thing. I wake up every day. I am one, I get to live today.
Amen.
On June 11th, my mom we celebrated a heavenly birthday, anniversary of her death. My mom passed away at the age of 54 from breast cancer. My dad passed away a day before his 36th birthday. People, like, it is a gift, people, that we get up every single day. So when I wake up every day, I ask the Lord this: who do I need to add value to today? When I don't go on appointments and I don't answer the yes to these things, I don't get to do these things. And I've made a decision this year. I can't just keep inspiring people to be the same people. I can't keep inspiring people and then they wake up and tomorrow they have the same story. I need your story to be better tomorrow, because when your story is better tomorrow and you've impacted lives tomorrow, guess what happens? That whole thing we opened up with, that this world is getting better and the United States is better, it gets better. And so all of you are sitting, the rest of you, because Judy is doing it, the rest of you who have not taken on the task of setting an appointment today, you're playing small. And you just gave up on your numbers. You did. You made that choice. And so I'm going to give you another opportunity, and you don't have to raise your hand or say anything. You can just tell Justin and Darren, if you are all in and make an appointment today by 5 p.m., it's a simple coffee with somebody in your phone.